Hope this message about Mark Twain and leadership is encouraging for you. Leaders are influencers. It doesn't need to be so detailed, information overloaded, or complex to be a great leader. Simply follow a few of your instinctual drives, which is about putting the other person first, and you'll start to see things change. Mark Twain had a story. He was out playing with his friends, and they had toys and ships and boats and cars and trucks and all that sort of thing. His father called over Tom and said, "Tom, I need you to paint the fence. It's been on the job list for a long time, and you just need to do this." It was about a 20 or 30 metre fence, wooden fence. Tom wasn't real impressed. He got a little bit upset about that one and said to his father, "Look, can I do it at another time? I'm playing with my mates out here." And his father just simply said, "Tom, this is your job. You need to do it now." So Tom sort of stomped inside, angry, frustrated, annoyed, all those things that I'm sure you've never been or experienced before in your role. But then he had a look at what he was thinking, and it wasn't helping him at all. He didn't feel good about that at all. When we face something that's not what we want, we can get into a whirlwind. So I want to talk about how to be in the middle of the storm where the calm is. Well, Tom did this very well. He decided at a young age that he can choose to either be unhappy or he can choose to be happy in what he was doing, even though he didn't really want to do it. He missed out on his mates and playing with them, but he was fulfilling what he needed to do. So he decided he'd be happy. He'd whistle. He'd yahoo. He'd enjoy the process of painting the fence. So out he came with his paint bucket and brushes and water, and off he went, started painting the fence, up and down with those strokes, bouncing around a little bit, singing, yahooing as he struck that fence with his brush. Well, soon enough, one of the mates saw him over there and came up and said, what are you doing? And he said, "Oh, I'm painting the fence. This is my fence and I'm painting it white." He says, and this is a great day. Anyway, his mate went away and they kept looking at him and seeing that he was really enjoying himself, and the fence was becoming white, looking better, and his mate came back over and said, "Look, can I help you? Can I do some of the fence?" He just looked at his mate and said, "Look, this is my job. I get to do this, but thanks anyway." And off he went. Tom's singing away and enjoying himself. So his mate came back to him again and said, "Look, can I give you these toys? I've got a really good truck here. If I give that to you, would you let me do some of the fence?" So Tom pondered, looked up in the air, back at his mate and said, "Well, look, okay, I guess so. Put your toys over in that bucket there, and take this brush, and there's a paint. You can start at the other end if you like." His mate smiled and said, "Thank you, this is fantastic." And Tim went back to smiling and just singing along while he's painting the fence. And sure enough, the other guys started to come over one by one saying, "Can we paint the fence? Here's some of our toys, we'll pay you to paint the fence." Well, soon enough, there's Tom sitting on a chair looking at his new toys while all his mates painted the fence. And Tom would just go and replenish their paint pods and keep them up to speed with all the paint so they could keep painting the fence with joy. They were all happy. The moral of the story is that it wasn't about painting the fence that encouraged all his mates. It was about who he was and how happy he was, and the influence that he led them to being able to doing the fence with a joy, with vibrancy and a high efficiency. That's the parable of a true leader, we're expecting things to happen, but should they happen if we're not showing the way? If you're showing the way and it's a contagious influence, you're going to influence others eventually. Some won't necessarily come on board straight away because they haven't seen this behaviour before, perhaps. And what's it going to mean to you when you decide to take on tasks in the face of the storms with a smile? It's going to mean a lot. We use a process called Jess. It's absolutely amazing, and it brings people together. And then we use a conversation called Eat Dirt. What Tom did was he ate the good dirt, which gave him the fruit of joy, the fruit of influence, to influence his team into action. I hope that's encouraging for you, and I hope you look to influence not only yourself, but everyone around you. And have a great, great day.